Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Or perhaps you've noticed that your thoughts aren't as sharp as they once were? It's not uncommon to experience these changes as we age, and it's easy to feel like things are slipping away, beyond our control. But let me assure you, this doesn't have to be the case. You're not alone in these feelings, and most importantly, there are steps you can take to regain a sense of vitality and clarity, regardless of your age. In today's video, we're going to take a deeper look into a fascinating concept developed by Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychiatrist known as the unconscious. It may sound like a complex topic, but don't worry. We'll break it down in a way that's both easy to understand and incredibly insightful for you. Understanding the unconscious can help us navigate our inner world, especially as we move through life's later stages, where we can feel more reflective and introspective. You might be asking yourself, why is this important to me? Well, as we grow older, we tend to experience a deeper connection with our unconscious mind. Understanding how it works can give us a better grasp on the challenges we face, whether they're related to aging, health, or even our relationships. And guess what? By learning about the unconscious, we can use it to our advantage. This can lead to better mental and emotional health, greater self-awareness, and a more fulfilling life. Now let's dive into what we're going to explore in this video. We'll cover how Carl Jung's theories of the unconscious can help you understand yourself better, and why recognizing the unconscious mind's influence is so crucial in our later years. Together, we'll take a journey into the unknown parts of your mind, and by the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of your own mental and emotional life. Let's begin with the first point, the nature of the unconscious. Many of us have heard the term unconscious mind, but what does it actually mean? Simply put, your unconscious is the part of your mind that operates outside of your conscious awareness. It's like a deep reservoir of thoughts, memories, and emotions that aren't always readily accessible. These elements influence your behavior, feelings, and decisions, even though you might not realize it. Think of it as a storehouse where past experiences, hidden desires, and unresolved conflicts are tucked away. But here's the interesting part. This unconscious mind isn't just something that affects the way we feel in the moment. According to Jung, the unconscious mind is also a source of wisdom and guidance. For example, when you have a gut feeling about something, or you suddenly recall a memory from years ago, that's your unconscious mind at work. It's giving you insights that can be difficult to reach through the logical, conscious part of your brain. This part of you is constantly shaping your responses to life, even if you're not aware of it. Jung's idea of the unconscious isn't just about negative feelings or repressed memories. He also introduced the concept of the collective unconscious, a shared part of the unconscious mind that contains memories and archetypes shared across humanity. These archetypes, symbols or patterns of behavior, are universal and found across different cultures and ages. For instance, the figure of a wise old man or the hero's journey are archetypes found in stories throughout history and cultures. Understanding these can help us recognize patterns in our own lives, giving us the opportunity to reshape our responses and improve our mental and emotional well-being. But how does this knowledge actually help us as we age? Well, one of the biggest challenges older adults face is the feeling of being disconnected or stagnant. We may feel like we're simply going through the motions, losing touch with our deeper selves. This is where embracing Jung's ideas can really make a difference. By tapping into the unconscious, we can rediscover lost passions, address unresolved feelings, and approach aging with a renewed sense of purpose. Now that we've laid the groundwork for understanding the unconscious, let's talk about why this is such a key concept for those of us in later stages of life. When we age, we often face a period of introspection, thinking back on our lives, what we've accomplished, and what we still wish to achieve. This is a natural part of the aging process, but it can also bring up feelings of anxiety, fear, or even regret. The unconscious mind, however, holds the key to processing these emotions. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever had an experience where something deep within you seemed to bubble up to the surface, maybe in the form of a memory, a sudden emotional response, or a dream? That's your unconscious mind reaching out to help you process those emotions. Jung believed that when we pay attention to these unconscious signals, we can heal old wounds and move forward in life with greater wisdom and peace. So, how can you start to tap into this hidden part of your mind? Well, that's where we'll go next. In the next part of this video, we'll explore practical steps you can take to begin exploring your unconscious mind and how to use it for personal growth. But before we do that, let's pause here and take a deep breath. Just by being here and considering these ideas, you're already taking the first steps toward better understanding yourself and the world around you. Now that we've explored the basics of the unconscious and why it's particularly significant, as we age, let's dive into how we can begin connecting with this hidden part of our minds. Understanding the unconscious is one thing, but actually applying it in your daily life can truly transform your mental and emotional well-being. So, let's explore some simple but effective ways to begin working with your unconscious mind, starting with one of the most powerful tools available to all of us, dreams. Dreams are often considered the royal road to the unconscious. Jung believed that dreams are one of the clearest ways the unconscious communicates with us. Have you ever woken up from a dream and felt a deep sense of knowing, like your subconscious was trying to tell you something important? It's not a coincidence. Your unconscious is speaking to you through these vivid images, emotions, and symbols. By paying attention to your dreams, you can uncover hidden aspects of yourself, your fears, desires, unresolved issues, and even untapped potential. Start by keeping a dream journal next to your bed. As soon as you wake up, jot down anything you remember from the dream, no matter how small or fragmented. Even if you can't recall everything, just writing down the feelings or symbols that stood out to you can provide valuable insights. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns or recurring symbols. These can give you clues about what your unconscious is trying to process. For example, dreaming about a house might symbolize your sense of self, your identity, or your place in the world. A journey or travel might reflect your desire for change or growth. But how do we interpret these dreams? It's not about rigidly following a dictionary of dream symbols, but rather about connecting the dream's imagery to your personal experiences. If you dream about a storm, for instance, don't just think of it as a general symbol of chaos. Ask yourself, what is currently turbulent in my life? What feelings of storminess have I been suppressing or avoiding? By asking these questions, you can begin to understand the messages behind the dream and how it relates to your life's current challenges. Another way to engage with your unconscious mind is through active imagination. This technique, also developed by Jung, involves consciously engaging with the images and symbols from your unconscious mind in a purposeful, creative way. Essentially, you allow your unconscious to speak by creating dialogue with the images, whether through writing, drawing, or even acting out the scenarios in your mind. For example, imagine that in your dream, you encounter an old man who gives you a piece of advice. Instead of just dismissing it as a random element of your dream, you could write down a conversation with this figure. What does he say? What advice does he offer? What wisdom does he have for you? This process allows you to interact with your unconscious on a deeper level, making sense of the messages it's offering. You might wonder, but why would I want to explore my unconscious? What good will it do me? The truth is, engaging with your unconscious mind can bring immense benefits, especially as we get older. One of the most significant advantages is that it can help you resolve inner conflicts or emotional baggage that may have been accumulating over the years. We all carry emotional wounds, often from early life or difficult experiences, and they can subtly influence our decisions and relationships as we age. For instance, you might realize that you've been carrying a deep-seated fear of rejection or inadequacy. By acknowledging this fear through your unconscious work, you can begin to heal it. This process can liberate you from limiting beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you, allowing you to embrace your later years with more confidence and self-acceptance. By recognizing and addressing these underlying emotional blocks, you free yourself to experience greater joy, peace, and fulfillment. But it's not just about healing old wounds. The unconscious mind also holds the key to accessing your creativity and intuition. As we age, it's easy to fall into routines and lose sight of our creative spark. However, the unconscious mind is a wellspring of imaginative energy. It contains all the forgotten ideas, inspirations, and untapped potential that are waiting to be rediscovered. One way to tap into this creative energy is by practicing mindfulness or meditation. These practices help quiet the conscious mind, allowing your unconscious thoughts and ideas to come to the forefront. When you create space for stillness, you might be surprised by the insights and ideas that surface. Whether it's a new project, a hobby you've always wanted to try, or even a fresh perspective on an old problem, your unconscious mind can offer you the clarity you need to move forward with renewed enthusiasm. So, how can you begin these practices in your own life? Let's take a look at some simple steps to help you engage with your unconscious mind on a daily basis. Start by setting aside just a few minutes each day for self-reflection. This doesn't need to be a long or formal practice, just a quiet moment where you can check in with yourself, reflect on how you're feeling, what's on your mind, and any dreams or thoughts that might be lingering. This could be done in the morning with a cup of tea or at night before bed. The key is to create space for your unconscious mind to surface. Another practice you might try is to engage in creative activities that allow you to express yourself freely. This could be anything from drawing, writing, dancing, or even gardening. These activities don't require any special skills or training. The goal is simply to allow yourself to connect with the present moment and the deeper parts of your mind. Over time, you'll begin to notice how this creative expression helps unlock new insights and ideas from within. These are just a few ways to start connecting with your unconscious mind. But there's one more powerful practice I want to mention: embracing your inner archetypes. Next, let's explore how understanding the archetypes in your unconscious can help you navigate the challenges of aging and discover new strengths within yourself. Archetypes are universal symbols and patterns of behavior that reside in the unconscious. By recognizing and embodying these archetypes, you can tap into powerful energies that can guide you through the later stages of life. But what exactly are these archetypes? Well, let's dive into that in the next section. Stay with me as we explore how these universal symbols can transform your perspective on life and aging. Part 3. Final points and conclusion. Now that we've explored how you can begin to engage with your unconscious mind through dreams, active imagination, mindfulness, and creative expression, let's take a look at how you can harness the power of archetypes to navigate your later years with greater clarity and strength. Archetypes are powerful symbols that live within the collective unconscious, and according to Jung, they are fundamental patterns that shape human experiences across cultures and history. These archetypes are not just abstract ideas. They represent parts of ourselves that we can tap into for guidance, energy, and insight. For example, one of the most well-known archetypes is the wise old man or woman. This figure represents the part of us that holds wisdom, experience, and the ability to see things from a higher perspective. When you connect with this archetype, you can access a deeper level of understanding and inner peace. You may feel more capable of offering wisdom to others or making thoughtful decisions about your own life. This archetype can be particularly helpful as you navigate the challenges that come with aging, such as loss, uncertainty, or reflection, because it helps you realize that you have the inner resources to handle these experiences with grace. Another powerful archetype to consider is the caregiver. The caregiver archetype represents compassion, nurturing, and the desire to help others. As we age, many of us naturally take on caregiving roles, whether it's caring for a partner, a family member, or even friends. Tapping into the caregiver archetype can deepen your sense of empathy and fulfillment in these relationships, reminding you of the importance of selflessness and support. Embracing this archetype can also encourage you to care for yourself in the same way, nurturing your own emotional and physical well-being. There is also the archetype of the hero, which represents strength, courage, and the willingness to overcome obstacles. This archetype is particularly useful when you're facing difficult circumstances, perhaps an illness, a big change in your life, or a sense of fear about the future. By identifying with the hero, you remind yourself that you have the power to take action and face challenges head-on. You have the ability to transform your struggles into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. So, how can you start connecting with these archetypes in your own life? One simple practice is to begin by identifying which archetypes resonate with you the most. Reflect on your past experiences and the roles you've played throughout your life. Do you identify with the wise elder, the caregiver, or the hero? Perhaps there are other archetypes that feel particularly meaningful to you. Once you identify the archetypes that feel most relevant, take time to engage with them in your daily life. For example, if you're drawn to the wise old man archetype, try to spend time reflecting on the lessons you've learned throughout your life. Write them down, share them with others, or simply savor the wisdom that comes from experience. If you're more aligned with the caregiver, think about ways you can nurture both others and yourself. Whether it's through kind gestures, self-care routines, or deepening relationships with loved ones. And if you connect with the hero, take time to set small goals and take action, knowing that even the smallest step can help you feel empowered and accomplished. By consciously embracing these archetypes, you can draw on the energy they provide and apply it to your current life situation. Archetypes give us permission to access different aspects of ourselves that we may have forgotten or neglected over the years. And as we embrace these archetypes, we become more in tune with the unconscious mind, which leads to greater self-awareness, inner peace, and a sense of purpose. Now, let's summarize what we've learned so far. We've explored the concept of the unconscious, as Carl Jung described it, and how this hidden part of our mind influences our lives, especially as we age. We've discussed how to tap into the unconscious through practices like dream journaling, active imagination, and mindfulness. And we've explored how engaging with the unconscious can bring us healing, creativity, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. But most importantly, we've learned that by connecting with archetypes, we can navigate the later stages of life with strength, wisdom, and compassion. Remember, even small changes can make a huge difference in how we experience our later years. By exploring the unconscious, embracing archetypes, and being more mindful of our inner worlds, we can transform the aging process from something to fear into something to embrace. This process isn't about denying the challenges that come with aging. It's about recognizing that you are far more than your age. You carry a vast reservoir of wisdom, strength, and creativity within you, just waiting to be tapped into. As you go about your day, take a moment to reflect on how the unconscious might be guiding you. What messages is it trying to send you? What feelings or insights might be lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to be explored? I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How do you connect with your unconscious mind? What archetypes do you identify with? I'd love to hear your stories and how these practices are helping you live a more fulfilling life. Before we wrap up, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and inspiring, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We're all on this journey together, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Here's to living your best life at any age. Your unconscious mind is waiting to help you unlock your true potential. So let's dive in and see where it leads. As we conclude this video, I want to leave you with a final thought. The journey into understanding your unconscious mind is not just about unraveling old memories or deep-seated fears. It's about embracing the fullness of who you are. As we age, it's easy to feel like we're losing touch with parts of ourselves. But the truth is, you're not losing anything. You're simply discovering new dimensions of yourself that may have been hidden, waiting for you to uncover them. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about growth. The unconscious mind is a vast, mysterious landscape that holds untapped treasures. Treasures in the form of insights, wisdom, and potential that can enrich your life. Whether you're revisiting an old passion, learning to embrace new opportunities, or healing old wounds, engaging with your unconscious gives you the chance to rewrite the story of your life, no matter where you are in your journey. I want to encourage you to keep exploring. As you grow older, the opportunities to tap into your unconscious mind are not just available, they are vital. The more you listen, the more you'll learn. The more you understand, the more you'll discover about the richness of your inner world. There is no age limit to self-discovery, healing, and growth. Your unconscious mind is there for you, offering endless wisdom and support as you move through this new chapter of life. So remember, it's never too late to embark on this journey. Each step you take towards understanding your unconscious mind brings you closer to a fuller, more vibrant experience of life. Embrace the wisdom, creativity, and guidance that your unconscious has to offer, and know that you are capable of living an incredibly rich and meaningful life at any age. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. I hope you feel inspired to begin your own journey into the unconscious and discover the incredible power it holds for you. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. I'm excited to continue exploring with you. Here's to your continued growth, wisdom, and well-being, no matter where life takes you. Keep embracing your journey and let your unconscious mind be a guiding light. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, Minnie.